Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis of oil and natural gas. Again, this is just my financial opinion, and we're just going to roll right through it. So here's crude oil. Crude oil up to 114 is what I'm seeing per barrel. I thought we were going to 70, at least that's what Garrett was telling me. But good thing I didn't sell a dang thing because I'm just holding on, guys. You know my strategy. My strategy is to not sell and to ride this. You could have people tell me that it's going down to 70, and I'm going to be like, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to hold on. If it gets to 70, I'll buy more. I just don't think it will. That's my take. We're heading up higher. We've got summer ahead of us. We have huge demand coming from jets, from airline companies. It looks like that's definitely bouncing back. The demand is rocketing higher. And we're over here trying to manipulate the price through strategic petroleum reserve releases. I don't know what that's going to do in the long term. They're going to have to buy this back some point. I don't know what that's going to do to price. We very well could go into the 200s here at some point. The one thing I will say is that back in 2008, gas was like $3 and something cents from what I remember. And that's when oil was 140 something. I don't ever remember gas being this expensive with the price of a barrel of oil at 114. So we must have shortages of gasoline also. So the refiners must be making quite a bit of money as well. Looking at NG, natural gas. Natural gas ended up today too. And we'll see if this moves higher or if we come back down for because this pattern here sometimes wants to come back down here. Again, I'm not going to do anything with my shares, guys. I just ride this. I don't really care what the pattern tells me. I don't even care if we get a pullback in the overall markets. It doesn't matter to me because the inventories are telling me I should be here. The energy shortages are telling me I should be here. The differences between Europe's natural gas price and the natural gas price in the United States is telling me I should be here. Looking at XOP, yeah, you know me. I get it. It's moving on up today. We have a little wick at the top. We'll see where this goes. Again, we've been kind of just gyrating sideways in this pattern here. Usually when these are facing lower, they're slanted lower like this, it's bullish for a move higher eventually. So that's what I see just looking at that. SM Energy, another one that's got a downward slant to it. This is what I'm seeing. Kind of a downward slanting channel. Whenever they're downward slanting, a lot of the times they'll break to the upside eventually. I'm not going to sit here and try to speculate the exact moment that it breaks and to the day, but we do have some selling pressure in here as well. You can see there's some big selling pressure here. Remember, that's probably from the overall markets. So we got good buying pressure down here. So everything's looking pretty good. And yeah, this could pull back. I get it. But it looks good from the crude oil perspective. That's what I mean by it's looking good. This chart looks okay, but the crude oil is looking good. CDEV getting a little bit of buying pressure. We've got support down here at just under $6. Crew Energy going up today because natural gas was up. We're sitting on top of a pattern too. This looks good, but sometimes you get these patterns that do that. Maybe we get another good buying opportunity out of this. Maybe they push it lower. Couple articles or some people were saying they were going to try to push it lower. I don't know what they're going to try to do, guys. If they push it lower, I'm just going to buy more. That's what I'm going to do. That's my strategy. Hold on and buy more if they push it lower. And this has got some momentum coming up. So we'll see what CPE does. We've got Athabasca oil up 4.88%. We've got resistance support underneath it. It's looking quite favorable. Recaf getting a little bit of buying pressure today. That's looking okay. Crescent Point Energy moving higher. Again, every time we hit this general vicinity up here, it seems like we get a little bit of a sell-off. We'll see when the sellers wear down and the buyers overtake them. Northern Oil and Gas moving on higher. A little bit of wick at the top. We'll see if we pull back a little bit tomorrow. GTE, that was at support. We're bouncing above support. And we'll see what happens there. Nice, good move out of that. Tellurian moving higher. Pedevco bouncing off support, 11.9%. Would have been a good buy at this support level. OAS moving on up. We are trying to break through this resistance line now. We've got CRK moving on higher. Again, we'll see what natural gas does tomorrow. We could still see a pullback here, and what I'm expecting out of this is a move that does something like that. If we get that, I will be a buyer in CRK at that point down there, and hopefully it stays down there for a little while. I do think natural gas is a huge bargain in America. Sandridge, again, I'm seeing this pattern where you get this kind of move like that, perhaps, and maybe we get a little bit of a pullback. In oil, we'll see. Again, I don't try to guess this stuff, guys. We're coming up into summer. I just ride it. But I do see this little pattern where the potential there is there to get a little bit of a pullback. You're kind of seeing this, that type of movement, and then that usually is at the end of a pullback. Like it's at the top, and then you get a little bit of a ABC correction afterwards. It's an Elliott wave formation. We had a little bit of that formation here. Then you get a little bit of a pullback there. Then you run up again, you get that formation, you get a little bit of a pullback, and then you run up again, and it kind of stair steps higher over and over. ZBTAF moving higher today. We've got Tamarac Valley Energy. This one's up 6%, looking good, bullish engulfing above the support, or above the resistance downtrend line, so that's looking good. Crescent Energy moving higher, a little bit of a wick at the top. These wicks at the top, sometimes they like to pull back from them. So maybe we have a pullback. It really depends on crude oil, and crude oil looks really strong. So Vermilion Energy moving higher, looking good. We've got Meg Energy that's sitting on top of a pattern that's looking, got a little wick at the top. These wicks, I mean, I still think we might get a little bit of a pullback depending on what oil does. And we could just rocket higher, guys. If oil takes off, you know, all bets are off. We're probably moving higher here if that were to happen. And oil looks really good. Just to go back to oil, just to show you what I mean by that. Oil, if you look across to the left, that green line going across, let me go on a big picture view here. It is breaking the last form of resistance here in this pattern previously. So if we break through that, we could see a big run higher. We could. So there's no way I would sell anything. There's no way. But some of these do look a little bit tired from their patterns. It doesn't mean money can't come in here and force it higher. The money flows. OIH is moving higher today. Good move off there. TTI is coming to some resistance through this area up here. We've got Rig. Rig's been moving higher. Again, I'm not doing anything with my shares, guys. Just hold on to them. Pump is moving higher. We've got these strong sell-off days, though, with the overall markets, and we'll see how that interacts. I want to see if we get one last little pullback or not, because I can see the pattern here. And that might be it. That might be it, and we might be in launch mode. EXTN's way down there, looking good. We've got Valaris pumping higher. Valaris was looking quite strong. There it is, right back almost to all-time highs after bankruptcy. MMA Offshore moving sideways. Tidewater just killing it. Look at that. Boom. Looking good there. Next year, Oilfield Solutions moving up a little bit. Some sideways momentum there. KLXC moving higher. Looking good. We got CHX inside the pattern. Still looking fantastic. Cactus Energy moving higher right below its resistance line. 9, which is a very more leveraged company, is looking good. Looks like it's basing out for another move, potentially. OII, right at support. Noble Energy moving higher. That's looking good for another up leg, stair-stepping pattern. So we get a consolidation period, another consolidation period, and we're starting to move above those consolidation periods. Helix Energy Solutions moving higher again, looks pretty good. CGGYY up a little bit. Petrofac continuing to move higher. That looks pretty good. McCoy Global moving higher, 75 cents in this little pattern. And then Diamond Offshore Drilling still moving higher today. And then coal looking like it's a split there. But overall, guys, the sector looks oil looks good. The commodity itself looks good. We have to see what the overall markets do. Let's just look at the overall markets real quick. SPX is down. This does look like a continuation pattern to the upside. We'll see what happens at that support resistance level, at this level here. And then looking at the NASDAQ was down, but it's not a huge down day. I think it will eventually work its way higher for a little bit. We'll have to see if we can get back to this support resistance line and see what happens there. So overall, guys, I mean, I would not bet against oil here. That's not, I'm betting with oil. I think it's going to go higher. Natural gas, I'm not exactly sure in the short term. We're kind of between seasons, but overall, if the prices converge towards the overall world markets, we're going higher then. And the short term is the hardest one to read. So what I do is I just ride it. I ride it for the long-term big picture view. If you want a big picture view with something like crude oil, it looks very strong. Big picture view-wise, we've rocketed higher here. We've got more big green candlesticks all popping out, and we're coming to this last, basically, resistance line that we're about to break and move to the upside. I don't know how they're going to slow this down, guys. I think we're going much higher. And again, that's on a long-term perspective, not a short-term perspective. And then natural gas, we've broken out. We got this wick at the top. We could pull back and do a retest move. I've been watching for it. Are we going to get it? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do. And I know it sounds wishy-washy, but that's what you get. It's wishy-washy on the short term. That's why I don't invest for the short term. I'm always a long-term investor. But we could pull back to this general vicinity of $6 or so. If we get that, that's a gift. That is a gift to investors if we get that. It is a gift. Why? Not because your account values go down, because you can accumulate more shares for cheap. And we know we're educated investors. We can see the technical patterns. And we know if we get a retest that we buy the retest. Will we get the retest? I don't know. I mean, that's something I do not know. But we'll see. We'll see if we get it. And if we do, I'm going to load up on a couple of companies. I'm going to load up, guys. I'm going to load up. That's what I'm going to say. Load up. If it happens. If you want to see the companies I'm loading up in, join the Platinum membership. You can go on the Finding Value website. The link is below in the description. You can go there, become a Platinum member. You can ask me directly questions on the question and answers on Saturday. You can see previous videos that we've done and question and answer sessions. You can see the companies that I've been picking, the ones I like, and you can follow it that way. I am a long-term investor. I'm playing this for the 5 to 10 year move that we have left, and I'm looking for opportunities to acquire undervalued assets and ride it through the entire bull market. What do I mean by that? Just to show you what I mean through using the S&P 500. The entire bull markets, when you look at this, my goal is to ride it. I'm going to go on logarithmic so it blows out the bottom end. I'm riding it from here to there. I'm riding it from here to there. I'm riding it from here to there. And in between here are commodity booms. Those are the commodity booms. And I think a commodity boom is coming right here, if I were to circle there. That is what I mean by riding the big trends. I'm riding those big trends. All right, guys. So that's all I've got. We'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.